everybody. Well, I know this isn't my kitchen. This is a special edition of this, my little show. I guess it's a show, right?
It is now. It's on YouTube. It's for real.
Well, let me introduce you. This is Alison
Westerman.
Westerman.
Yes.
I'm Alison Westerman. And this woman is the coordinator, the one that brought Drag Queen Story Hour to El Paso.
Indeed.
Her and Brenda Reish at the BRC. But this is a special episode because we are celebrating the fact that Drag Queen Story Hour is going to be moved into the El Paso Public Library downtown, the main branch. Yes, and that's thanks to this woman right here.
And thank you to Lisa Martinez at the main branch as well.
Yes, for letting us use the space. So what we are doing is we are doing a kid-friendly recipe, which is one of her kids' favorite go-to dishes that she
Absolutely.
does. It is baked macaroni and cheese.
Yum. Yum.
All right, and what we're gonna use to make it is gonna be, it's very inexpensive too. Most of this is like dollar store you could get. I would say the ingredients in whole would be like maybe $7-8. And this is a good dish, for the kids, something
Yep.
simple like an after-school snack, or also like if you're gonna go to a potluck, this is something people would love. Who doesn't love macaroni and cheese? But our ingredients are, this is a big bag, we're only gonna use half, but it's 1 pound of elbow macaroni, which it's already coming out of the bag, it's
And my
exciting.
dogs are really excited about it being on the floor. Oh well.
We're gonna use breadcrumbs for the topping. I gotta tell you, because they have a little bit more flavor. 2 cups of sharp cheddar, and what's convenient is that these bags are already 2 cups.
Exactly
It's
the right amount.
8 ounces,
And if your kids are like mine, then you're gonna want to get the mild cheddar cheese because they say it's more like the blue box, Mom.
Oh.
The sharp cheddar is for the foodies. It's a little bit sharper of a taste, and sometimes your kids might not like the sharp cheddar, but you can get a mild sharp or a mild cheddar cheese too.
Okay, see, and I didn't know that. That's why they have a mama here.
Yeah.
And what are the rest of the ingredients here?
Well, we've got a stick of butter. Half of it is going to go into the cheese sauce, and half of it is going to be for the bread from topping. That is an option to put on the top of the mac and cheese. My kids don't like it because they're not foodies at all. Maybe someday they will be, but right now they're not. And so sometimes I just skip it, and then I have half a stick of butter for some other recipe.
There you
And
go.
then we've got flour. This is for the cheese sauce as well. It helps thicken it. And I like to get this type of flour. It's King Arthur flour because it has the highest protein content. It's important for my kids.
Other things that I was unaware about.
It's really important to get your protein in where you can, especially if your kids don't eat meat. So if your kids refuse to eat meat or only eat specific types of meat, or if they're picky on their vegetables, they might not be getting their vitamin C, they might not be getting their calcium, they might be missing protein. This is a good way to sneak it in.
There you go.
Then there's some kosher salt. This gives you the biggest bang for your buck because it's a huge box and you can use it for months and months and months. And then whatever milk you have on hand. So the fattier the milk, the thicker the sauce. So we've just got 1%. That's what my kids drink now. When they were younger, it was whole milk. So it thickened up more.
It's pretty easy though, right?
It is.
You do this on the pinch and for dinner
I
and stuff?
I can pull this together within an hour because you just cook up the noodles. It takes however long noodles take, 10 minutes or so, drain them. And then while they're cooking, you make up the sauce.
All right, well, let's get to it. Let's see.
Okay.
I guess we gotta get some water in the pot, right?
Yes, we need to start measuring our ingredients.
Okay.
Okay, I've got the water in the pot. I'm gonna put it on the stove. This is a lot of water because I'm making 2 pounds of noodles. I'm making 2 pounds of noodles so that if I have any picky eaters and they don't want to eat mac and cheese, they can just eat noodles and butter. And I'll separate
That
it out.
works. I'm used to eating everything with a shitload of spices, so I'm not used to plain food. But
Yeah.
now she knows.
No,
I'm
kids
learning.
like fewer ingredients at a time. And
The
they
palate,
also, yeah, as you develop it, it gets better and better. But I also like to put a little salt in the water. I don't know if this actually does anything, but
They said that it
They
helps
say it
for the
does.
water to boil faster. Something about
breaking the
Something-
surface tension or something like
something
that.
like that. We'll Google it later.
We'll Google it later.
So we wait for the water to boil,
Yep.
and this is.
And while we do that, then we make up the cheese sauce. So
Alright.
I'm gonna cut my butter in half.
So you cut the butter in half, because half goes into the noodles and half goes into the topping.
Mm-hmm.
And
So
the
this is gonna be your sauce in the saucepan,
Mm-hmm.
and you reserve the rest of the butter for the topping, and you turn this on so that it starts to melt. And while it's melting, you're going to measure in the flour, right? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Using a wire whisk, stir
Really?
in the flour and the salt at the same time. Okay, so we're
Alright.
gonna put in 2 teaspoons, not 2 tablespoons, 2 teaspoons of salt, and let's see. I like to measure the salt over something else so that when it inevitably spills, it doesn't go all over the kitchen.
Very good point.
So I'm not very precise with my measurements, as
That's
you can
fine.
see.
Just tips from a tidy household.
Okay, so there's 2. I'm gonna turn the heat down on there so it doesn't start burning.
Mm-hmm.
And then the flour, you want 1 tablespoon. Just kidding, you want 4 tablespoons of flour.
And this is
And it goes right into the saucepan. Yeah.
and this is a roux that we're making.
Mm-hmm. So
The
a roux, what is the definition of a roux?
It's like a sauce base. It's in French cooking. It's a sauce base, or you can do gravy with roux. If you toast the flour and then mix in the juice from the turkey.
So we're toasting flour, basically.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, there's our 4 tablespoons and my whisk.
Very
And
nice.
can you see the inside of the saucepan? How the butter and the flour combine in this really pretty, like, light brown color. And you basically just kind of have to keep mixing and mixing and mixing.
Very pretty. So we're gonna finish that, and then we're gonna do other stuff. See, I don't know what I
As
haven't.
this melts and it turns the flour, as it toasts the flour, then the next step is to very slowly and carefully add the milk.
Mm-hmm.
Because we've got 2 cups of milk to add, but if you add it all at the same time, I guess it like thins out the sauce too much,
Mm-hmm.
and you want it to be thick, right? Mac and cheese has a thick, cheesy sauce.
Well, with flour, I think when it boils is when it gets thick.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Okay,
so
so the butter is all melted.
so that's what it looks like when it's ready.
When
to
it's
add.
ready, yeah. So you whisk it, and then it immediately comes back together.
Okay.
So I think that's the sign that you're looking for that it's ready. And then I'm gonna very slowly, and while I'm whisking,
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna add the milk. Just 1 cup.
Ooh, I smell it now.
First.
All the butteriness
The butter.
came out.
Yeah. The butter smell. So I'm not gonna add all of it at the same time because I want to preserve the thickness.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just gonna keep whisking, keep whisking.
Okay, so it thickened up enough. I'm here today. I'm the apprentice, and it's time
I
to
can
add.
give you the whisk if you want.
Oh, I'll try right now. Let's see. I'll try right now. But we add the cheese now, Alison.
Yes, we're gonna pour all the cheese in at the same time and keep whisking it so that it doesn't clump.
Okay.
You wanna take over?
I'll try. Let me
Okay.
see. Look at this.
I
I'm
hand over
helping.
my whisk to you.
Let me see here. So it's already turning really pretty yellow. Ah! It's okay.
Take that bag.
The bag is paraben free. And we're just whisking it in. Oh my god, that looks freaking good.
I know they say to wait until it's a rolling boil, right?
A rolling
A
boil.
rolling boil, meaning like you can see the bubbles moving across the pot, but it's starting to steam. You can see that. and there's tiny little bubbles everywhere. And then I'll just throw like one noodle in.
Is that a way to test if it's ready?
I don't know, my mom taught me.
Nico.
She's gonna be watching this and she's gonna say, "No, you have it all wrong, Allison." She's gonna be so embarrassed.
Is it time to dump the dump?
Almost. You know what? Let's just do it.
Let's do it.
And meanwhile, at the same time, the oven is heating up to 350 so that when these are done cooking and we drain them, we can just pour the sauce in, mix it all up, put it in the pan, have the breadcrumbs mixed up, and then just get it in there.
Right.
Okay, so this is for the breadcrumbs. First, I'm gonna start off with the other half of the butter that we reserved. I'm gonna pop it in the microwave. And my fancy microwave has a soften or melt button on it. So it says 1 for melting butter. So that's what I'm doing. I'll take that and put it here. And I'm going to measure the breadcrumbs right into here because I don't like doing dishes. And so I'm just going to measure it right into here. And I already have a 1/4 cup of liquid. So I'm gonna go until
2
2/3
1/4
maybe, or like 3/4 of a cup, because you only need half a cup of breadcrumbs total.
So it's
So another half would be up to 3/4.
So pretty much just eyeball it where it looks right.
Yeah. I mean, it's not a science in the same way. Oh, I didn't bring a spoon. It's not really so
Rocket
important.
science.
Yeah. Because you can always add more, right? If it's not thick enough.
Okay, so they look like they're nice and ready. They got freaking big.
Yeah, they did.
And we just drain them and do everything else?
Jumbo elbows. This is my favorite present for my mom. Thank you, Mom. Because I can just grab any hot thing.
That's pretty cool.
Hey, keep your face away from the steam.
Yes.
Oh. I'm gonna pour half of the noodles are gonna go into the baking dish.
Those are really hot.
Like get some of that steam and open up your pores.
Okay, so we're eyeballing.
That's about half. Because really these ones in reserve are for my picky eaters.
Oh, okay.
That say that they look at this and they go, "Ew, you made it from scratch.
Yay.
It's not craft."
Oh my god.
Right?
And this sauce looks freaking delicious. Look, this is from scratch. Can you believe that?
Beautiful.
Oh my goodness.
So we're gonna pour that on top of the noodles.
Okay. All right, so now I get to be the helper. I get to be the cheeser. So let's see here.
Cheese it up.
I'm gonna cheese this up. That looks really good. Oh my goodness. I guess let's see.
Let's get in there.
Let's get all that pasta.
All the sauce out of there. We don't want to waste anything.
No, not one little scratch. Goodness, this looks so freaking good.
It is time for the topping.
Well, let me show them what this looks like. Isn't that looks freaking good. Look at that. Oh my god, and that's from scratch. Oh, I mean, not the noodles, we're not that scratchy, but this is good.
I've never made noodles from scratch before. So we decided we're only going to put the breadcrumbs on half of the casserole here, half the mac and cheese, because if you have picky eaters, some of them are going to like the breadcrumbs, some of them are not going to like the breadcrumbs. And like you said earlier, these ones are the ones with the Italian seasoning. I don't know if we're going to like it with the seasoning or without. You never know. And then if you want to get fancier with it, if your kids aren't eating enough vegetables or something, you could chop up some frozen broccoli and throw it in here with the casserole before it goes into the oven. And that way it mixes in with something that you know your kids already like, the noodles and the cheese.
Well, there you go.
Because like, I
Being
don't think
tricky,
I've
and I
ever
love
met a
it.
kid that doesn't like noodles and cheese.
Boy, with those crumbs, it makes it look great.
Very professional looking.
Huh.
Like you would get at one of the restaurants around here.
I love it. So we're we're
Okay.
done. We're done. We already dusted it. Look at that.
Halfway.
Halfway dusted.
Halfway undusted.
There we go. And then from here, it's just pop into the oven. And what temperature do we have it at?
350.
All right. So 350. Pop it in there and bake it for how long?
Believe it's 20 minutes.
20 minutes. And we are actually going to go pick up our guest taste testers now.
From school.
All right, so we'll see you in a little bit. All right, so everyone's here and the noodles are ready, the macaroni's ready. Let's see here.
Let's see how it came out. Puppies. It's beautiful.
Wow, that looks good. It smells really good.
Mhm.
Oh, all right. So
Serve it up.
I'm covering you with my head.
We've got some taste testers here.
Yes, we do. We have the tasting panel. Oh.
This one's for Sam.
Nice.
And then I'm gonna serve some up. Would you like with breadcrumbs or no?
I'll do with.
With?
Hey guys. Hello. Our tasters.
Sure.
Did it come out all right, Guy?
Yeah, wow, this is really good.
Well, it's from scratch. Your mom knows how to do it. So now a bunch of other people are going to learn. How about you? Is it good? Oh, that's perfect. That's perfect. You see that? Oh my goodness. So
It's
that's
our turn.
right. And we have two opinions that it's really good.
So far, so good.
I bet.
Now
Here
it's our
you
turn
go.
to try.
Right?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, so the kiddos finished their macaroni super quick, and I guess it's our turn now. Ooh, here we go. Cheers.
Cheers. Bon appetit.
Bon appetit. Let's see here. Oh, that's perfect. Oh,
Very creamy.
girl, you hooked it up.
I like the breadcrumbs so much on it. I've never had them on here before.
Really?
They add a lot.
I learned a lot today. I'd never made macaroni from scratch before, so thank you.
My pleasure.
And another note is that we are going to have this at Drag Queen Story Hour this month. It'll be our featured dish just to add to the celebration. It's going to be, what is it, January 18th?
Saturday, January 18th at 2 p.m. at the main branch of the El Paso Public Library.
Perfect. I'm excited about everything, and especially I've seen all the kids, and we'll have 1,000 little taste testers there, I guess. All right. Well,
Thank you.
Thank you, and we'll see you guys later.
Bye.
All right, bye-bye.